PrymalChaos. Hey guys, PrymalChaos here, welcome to the channel. So, this recommendation comes all the way from Germany today. A friend of mine over there named Ralph, who gave me a very generous donation, suggested that I take things in a little bit of a different direction. Lately I've been doing a lot of stuff moving away from heavy metal, and heavy metal is kind of what got me into this channel in the first place. For those of you who aren't familiar, the reason I started this channel was because I'd always liked metal, I'd always liked heavy rock, hard rock, all that sort of stuff. The reason I started this channel was to try to understand the attraction of metal with extreme vocals, right? Because to me, I was always a little bit prejudiced against people who scream or growl, gutturals, things like that. As I suspect a lot of people across the board are, right? You know, you can like the music, but unless you can connect with the vocalist with a strong melody or whatever, there wasn't much there for me. And I realized I was missing out on so many great musicians just by the nature of the vocalist that they chose to associate with, right? And the first thing I did was a Parkway Drive song. So I got into sort of metalcore and things like that a little bit. And, you know, I very quickly turned that attitude around and I realized there is definitely an art to what they're doing. And it got me sort of interested in, you know, learning some of those techniques vocally just out of curiosity and things like that as well. So this channel has evolved since then, like 3 years ago, to be going in a bunch of different directions. And more recently, there's been a lot of sort of pop and rock sort of angles and things like that, a lot of adult contemporary sort of stuff. And thanks, Ralph, for sort of pointing me back in the direction of heavy metal, because it's been a minute, you know, like I really got down a rabbit hole with Ginger for a while and a few other bands, and some more exotic sort of bands from like Japan and things like that. Like it's been really cool, but you know, I've been sort of lost in the woods for a bit, right? So that's why I went with a bit of a red theme today, because I feel like we're going to get back into some sort of a heavy metal kind of a situation. I don't know Nanowar of Steel. Unfamiliar. I've heard the name, obviously. You know, what do I suspect it is? Well, I said to Ralph, I think, is it probably a power metal band or something like that? Whenever I see something like Of Steel, you know, I get this sensation that it's probably in the same vein as something like Rhapsody of Fire, where like it's the very serious business of heavy metal, European kind of thing. I couldn't even begin to describe what I suspect the sound would be like, because it could go in a whole bunch of different tangents. But I suspect this is going to be one of those sort of like, you know, especially Call of Cthulhu. I mean, obviously based on the Lovecraftian novel or novella, whatever it was a short story. But yeah, like I just, you know, a lot of times these bands, like even going back to like Iron Maiden, they like to take on subject matter that's quite elevated and turn that into sort of like a direction, you know, or, you know, to bring some gravitas to their music, right? They take great literature, or they take, you know, stories of like intense battles and things like that, and they sort of re-augment it into something that is palatable for the heavy metal audience, right? And so maybe that's what this is. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, I've babbled on too long. I really want to find out who Nanowar of Steel are. Let's dive right in. Call of Cthulhu.
Hey dude, you call a call and I'm called too. Do you feel beyond good and evil today?
I have a complaint about my great ancient...
I'm suspecting that I was wrong. Sorry, let's go on.
action figure.
Oh, but does it smell bad? Because it's one of our key features. It's written in the image.
No.
Does it smell bad?
That makes me wanna get naked and kill my neighbor.
Okay, hold on 1 minute, please.
Hello?
Hey dude, you call the call and I'm called too.
Uh-oh. Fly or die. Okay. I would like to go on record as to roll back everything I said in the introduction about the very serious business of heavy metal. Okay, I'm sensing this is more of an electric callboy kind of situation. I'm going to go back a little bit. I want to hear those riffs again.
Hello?
You know what? This isn't loud enough. Let's turn it up.
Hey dude, you call the call and I'm called too.
Nice.
Nanonood ako sa Flyer. May sabi ko sa Apollo na kasi. Very good. Sorry, ma'am.
I got some technical problems here.
I'm not sure I can understand the technicality.
When the dies die, time shall be to unleash upon us plankton and death. So hear the voice of your call, someone in me, waiting for the call of Cthulhu.
It's a literal call. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say, are these guys German? It sounds like the rhythms and the vocal sounds a little bit sort of influenced by, you know, to my sort of like uneducated ears as far as European metal goes. Sounds a little bit Rammstein like, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and keep it together. Let's go back. Because I was too busy reading the subtitles to really see what was going on. I don't know the anglerfish angle, right? Has that got anything to do with Lovecraft? I don't know, but it's a cool look anyway.
I'm not sure I can understand the technicality.
When the dies die, time shall be to unleash upon us plankton and death. So hear the voice of your call, someone in me, waiting for the call of Cthulhu.
Yellow.
Action figures, man. They'll do that. Hide.
Absolutely sure that's correct. Either you buy or you die. Literally. Have a nice day.
I love that he has a call center.
Streets, advertising tariffs of pain and convenience of the world. Your death SMS forwarded any made doomsday gifts. When the kingdom rises from seven, I was first in the medical center of Cthulhu.
Actually, you know what? I was so taken aback by everything else. I didn't even notice how cool it is using the touchtone dial as the melody. Listen to that. That's so cool.
I was first in the medical center of Cthulhu.
Here comes the bastard.
The almighty dollar, man. Yeah, it's getting sexy now.
The number you dialed is
Okay. Halftime feel. Nice. Cthulhu. And they go for the Cthulhu. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so glad I caught this on a reaction. Oh my god. Look, the tragedy of songs like this is that you you only get to watch it once with that pure joy, right? Oh my god, I'm looking at these thumbnails too. I just want to click on this Rhapsody one because That seems to be like, I mean, the funny thing, I don't want to divert too far off Nanowar of Steel, but the one thing I always loved about Rhapsody is they seem to take themselves very seriously. And again, I'm not across their entire catalog. I had the album with Holy Thunder Force on it, which is a hilarious name to begin with. And I watched a few videos and stuff back in the day, like back, before when I was still Rhapsody, right? I don't think I've ever heard any Rhapsody of Fire, to be honest. They take themselves so seriously, but there's so much of what they did back then was so goofy that you couldn't help but laugh, And I'm not sure if I just wasn't in on the joke, you know what I mean? But I loved watching the videos of like Luca Turilli and stuff, with swords and things like that. So I really want to click on this right now, but that's for another day. So much of this is just pitch perfect, like I loved it. The tongue-in-cheek attitude of the whole concept of the song, first of all. Cthulhu has a hotline, It's not like the call of Cthulhu bringing the masses to worship him, right? It's more about like, hello. Oh my God. I don't know that I've got anything terribly nuanced to add to this one, unfortunately, but boy, oh boy, the things they get right are the goofiness. I think everybody who's into this sort of metal, and I think this has a name, right? I can't think of the name of it. There's like, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Our Nanowar is still German, and if they are, is it Schläger or something? I can't remember the term for it, but there's like some sort of musical concept that people have tried to explain to me, but I think it's something that's quintessentially German anyway. I could be conflating two different things, but it's like every opportunity for a gag is not wasted, and I love that. It's the same thing with Steel Panther as well. Their first two albums were just genius as far as just hitting the mark with pitch perfect understanding of who they are, right? That's what makes them so funny, is because they have such an already established brand that once you connect with that, the jokes all add up to be greater than the sum of their parts, because you understand the concept of, it's like they're making fun of themselves, not other people. They're making fun of that stupid sort of era of like extravagance and greed and sexuality that was the late 80s and things like that. And so that's kind of, once you get that, so many of the jokes that might seem kind of mean-spirited are really just reflecting back on themselves as being ignorant, intolerant, and stupid, right? And so I suspect if I get into more Nanowar of Steel, I'll find a lot of that same element of them. They have a flavor to their comedy that they're just, the reason these guys stand out and that I know their name is because they do what they do so well. And, just little things in the production, like I said, adding the touch tone dial thing to the melody, the blah, 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 blah. You just know how these things come about. It's a bunch of dudes sitting around and they're just pissing themselves laughing as they're coming up with, oh, dude, we should do this or we should do that. Very rarely does something this well pieced together come from just one person. It's usually a collaboration of idiots, right? Oh my God, I love this so much. And the anglerfish angle, I don't understand, but I'm here for it. I think that's so cool. I mean, obviously bottom dwellers, bottom of the sea, that's where you find anglerfish. And yeah, that's right, buy or die. I love that it's a crappy mask. I love everything about it. This is so great. It's so great. I'm sure on subsequent watches, I'll find more deeper meaning as far as, this whole thing with the money and the greed and all that sort of stuff and a connection there. But it's... I just want to go back and watch the start of this where I'm carrying on about how serious heavy metal can be in Europe and things like that. and just go, all absolutely wrong. Oh, man. I don't know that I got too much more to add. Thank you, Ralph, for giving me a long overdue laugh, to be honest. And as a lot of you know, this channel's taken a bit of a backseat lately just because of, just burnout. I did like 300 videos in 3 years, roughly. And it just, it took its toll, and it was taking up so much of my life. I wasn't doing anything of my own creatively. So I have to take, I cherry pick moments with which to get into the studio to work on stuff like this. And, I've been trying to focus on things that will do well and things people will appreciate and stuff. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to have a good old fashioned laugh. And that's exactly what this was. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Anyone else, if you feel like I've brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just like Ralph did by just buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description to my PayPal. Or, just like, share, follow, subscribe. Share this on any forums and things like that you think might appreciate it. And, of course, subscribe. Something like 90% of you guys aren't subscribed. So if you like what I do here, make sure that you're there for it every time something new pops up, because it's a little bit more rare these days. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate every one of you. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.